Stuart works as a teacher in an old British magic school, which is located in a beautiful castle. Early in the morning, he's walking down the corridor. Suddenly, Stuart hears a loud noise from the class and goes there to check. He sees 3 students raising their wands. One of them is a fake wizard. Can you guess who? This guy, he has an ordinary twig instead of a magic wand. Stuart settles down the quarrel and goes to the dining hall. He chooses one of these 4 breakfast sets. But Stuart doesn't eat any meat or fish. Also, he's allergic to all the purple fruits and berries. Can you help him choose the safest option? First of all, let's exclude the first breakfast. This cotton cheese bagel looks good, but it contains salmon. The second set has toast with blueberry jam, which may cause an allergic reaction. As for the fourth option, fried bacon is hiding under this cute waffle. So, Stuart should choose the third option. Although it contains some purple cabbage, nobody said that he's allergic to purple vegetables too. The cook offers Stuart a deal.
If you guess my riddle, you'll get a double dessert.
Stuart agrees. Here's the riddle.
What melts in a freezer?
The frost when the freezer is switched off. After breakfast, Stuart goes to the school greenhouse to say hi to Miss Palmer. She looks very confused.
In the morning, 3 evil wizards opened a magical portal and snuck into the greenhouse. They took the shape of my plants, and now I don't know where they are.
Can you help Stuart find them? Take a look at this cactus. It has no root. It just floats in the air without a pot. All the lilies have 6 petals, but this one only has 5. And this pumpkin has a watermelon pattern and color. Therefore, these 3 odd plants should be the wizards. Stuart walks down the Great Hall. Suddenly, an owl lands on his head and ruins his hairstyling. Stuart gets furious and asks 3 students standing nearby, "Whose owl is this?" Can you spot the owner of this bird? It's this guy. He has the same colored accessory as his owl. It's time for the flying lesson. 3 students, Wendy, Drake, and Blair, are about to have a race on their broomsticks. Can you spot who's cheating? Blair is casting a spell on her broomstick to make it go faster. Blair gets disqualified. Meanwhile, Drake and Wendy and Rob get ready to start the race. Can you guess who's gonna win? Drake has a broken broom, and Rob's position is wrong. It will take him more time to catch the broom and hit the road, so Wendy has the best chance of winning. Stuart begins Transfiguration lesson. He gives each of his students an apple and asks them to turn the fruits into stones. And then Stuart goes to the toilet. After a while, he returns and finds a huge toad sitting on his desk. Stuart questions 3 suspects. Among the students, Drake says, "I didn't do it. I was too busy with your task. Luckily, I made it." Bella says,
"It was Magnus. I saw him catching a toad in the pond last night."
And Magnus says,
"It was Drake. He wanted to distract you because he didn't do his homework."
Who's lying? Drake. Take a look at his desk. There's an apple in front of him, but he said that he succeeded in turning it into a stone. Stuart is riding a broom in the garden during his lunch break. Suddenly, someone throws a purple paint tube on his head. Stuart loses balance and falls. He finds 3 suspects and interrogates them. Billy says,
I was just sitting under this ancient oak and doing my own work.
Bella says,
I was painting Billy's portrait. At some point, I noticed that my purple paint was missing. We both were here all the time.
And Lily says,
I was just flying on my broom. I didn't even see any paint, sir.
Who pranked Stuart? There's purple paint on Bella's hands, but it's okay because she was painting. Billy's outfit looks fine, but Lily has these odd smudges of purple paint on her hair. That's because she hid the tube under her witchy hat after the prank. Stuart is visiting the human world once a week because he loves one local bakery. But today, he finds out that he's not the only magical guy here. Can you guess why? Take a look at this pretty lady. She looks young, but her reflection in the mirror shows she's an old witchy lady. Every winter, a fancy ball takes place at the magic school. Several students perform a traditional dance as part of the opening ceremony. Suddenly, one of the dancers, Lily, loses her balance and falls in front of everyone. Stuart decides to investigate this case and finds out that someone had spilled olive oil on the dance floor on purpose. He interrogates 3 suspects. Harry says,
Sir, I didn't do it. Lily is my girlfriend. Why would I prank her so meanly?
Richard says,
Lily totally deserved that. She refused to go to the ball with me. I don't know who did it, but I'm grateful to this person.
And Bella says,
Before the performance, I was taking selfies with my boyfriend. Look at the pictures, if you don't believe me.
Now Stuart knows exactly who's guilty. What about you? It was Bella. Take a look at her selfies. She's wearing a witch bottle necklace and it's filled with greenish oil, but now it's empty. The magic school hired a photographer to take fancy pictures at the ball. This photo was taken at midnight, and this one half an hour later. Can you guess what happened here? This wizard didn't push her. He was actually trying to save her by raising his hands and casting a spell. And he succeeded, as we can see from the second picture. The winter ball is over. Stuart throws an after party for teachers at his apartment. Everything goes well, but the next day, Stuart finds out that someone had stolen the rarest and most expensive spell book from his secret library. Stuart has never told anyone about this room, but the lock isn't broken, which means that the thief knew a special spell to open the door. Only 4 guests possess this level of magic: Ambrose, Morgana, Rosamond, and Richard. Stuart rushes to the teacher's room. He questions all the suspects. Each teacher claims to have nothing to do with the robbery. Can you guess who's the thief? Ambrose. His coat is missing 1 gold button because he dropped it at the crime scene. Meanwhile, Ambrose looks through the spellbook and finds a potion recipe that allows teleporting anywhere. But unfortunately, the last 3 ingredients are encoded. Here's a hint to crack the first one. It's a flower that can be found between the nose and the chin. Any idea what it might be? Tulips. Here's the next hint. What kind of vegetable do people look forward to getting every month? celery. And this clue will lead you to the final ingredient. What kind of room can you eat? Mushroom. Ambrose finishes the potion and teleports to an unknown place. In the evening, Stuart arranges an urgent Zoom call with his fellow wizards. They're all currently in the same city, but they don't have time to meet offline. Unfortunately, their video call gets interrupted by a stranger. Can you spot the imposter? All the wizards live in the same city, which means they're in the same time zone. The call takes place in the evening. It should be dark outside, but this guy is in the middle of a sunny day. Therefore, he's the imposter. Stuart goes to the magic market to buy special ingredients for a potion that will help him find the stolen book. 1 violet costs 10 bronze coins, and the price for 1 lily is 15 coins. Can you calculate the price of this 1 starflower? One starflower will cost 20 bronze coins. Each flower costs 2.5 coins per petal. And this particular starflower has 8 petals.
That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.
Ready to challenge your visual memory? Let's get started. All you need to do is guess the celebrity by their eyes or any other missing details. Please count the number of correct answers and tell me the results at the end of the quiz. Here's the first task. Can you recognize this singer by their eyes? That's Cardi B. Great job. Let's go ahead and guess this actor. Any ideas? Tom Cruise. What about these pretty eyes? They belong to Taylor Swift. And whose eyes are those? Will Smith. Genius! Can you recognize this actress? Evan Rachel Wood. What about these eyes? They belong to Miley Cyrus. Can you recognize this musician? Kendrick Lamar. Any idea who that might be? Does she look familiar? Rihanna. What about these eyes? They belong to Justin Bieber. Can you recognize this actor? Jason Momoa. And whose eyes are those? Lady Gaga. Here's the next one. What do you say? Ariana Grande, of course. And who might that be? Selena Gomez. You can't confuse these pretty eyes, can you? Jude Law. Can you recognize this celebrity? Steve Jobs. Here's the next one. Any ideas? Anne Hathaway. Can you recognize this singer? Jennifer Lopez. Any idea who that might be? Timothée Chalamet. And what about this guy's eyes? Justin Timberlake. Can you guess this one too? These eyes belong to Albert Einstein. Let's see if you can guess celebrities by their smiles. Billie Eilish, of course. What about this charming smile? Jessica Chastain. And whose teeth are these? Harry Styles. And what about this smile? Zoe Kravitz. Any idea who that might be? Robert Pattinson. Here's the next smile. Beyoncé. What about this one? This smile belongs to Dua Lipa. And whose mouth is this? Ed Sheeran. Who's the owner of this charming smile? Michael Kiwanuka. Any idea who that might be? Jared Leto, of course. Does this smile remind you of anyone special? Scarlett Johansson. What about this mouth? Robert Downey Jr. Can you recognize this actress? Elizabeth Olsen. What about this next one? Cara Delevingne. And who's this charismatic guy? Kit Harington. Let's crack the next puzzle. Any associations? Emma Watson. You should probably recognize this person. Elon Musk. What about this smile? David Bowie. Does this smile remind you of any celebrity? Jennifer Lawrence. Here's the next smile. It belongs to Leonardo DiCaprio. What about the next one? Britney Spears. Any idea who that might be? Kate Winslet, of course. You're doing great, but now let's make the task a little harder. Can you guess the missing eyes that belong to Helena Bonham Carter? Option number 3 fits perfectly. What about Tom Hardy? Can you find the right pair of eyes? Here they are! Great job! Can you recognize Morgan Freeman's eyes? Option number 1 is correct. What about Anna Taylor-Joy? The second option is original. Can you find Amanda Seyfried's eyes? Answer number 1 is correct. What about Bill Hader? The first option is correct. Can you find Meryl Streep's original smile? Here it is. Can you spot Jamie Foxx's eyes? Option number 4 is correct. Which one of these 4 smiles belongs to Jason Segel? The second one. What about Chris Evans? The second option is correct. Can you recognize Sarah Paulson's eyes among these options? This pair is original. What about Ryan Reynolds? Can you spot his smile? Option number 3 is correct. What about Mark Ruffalo? Can you recognize his nose? This one. Let's go ahead and find the missing smile that belongs to Don Cheadle. Any ideas? Option number 2 is correct. Where's Quentin Tarantino's original nose? Over here, option 4. Which one of these 4 mouths belong to Jonah Hill? The third one. What about Michael Cera? Can you recognize the missing eyes? Option number 2 is correct. Which one of these smiles actually belongs to Brad Pitt? The second one. Let's go ahead and find the missing smile that belongs to James Franco. Any ideas? Option number 1 is correct. Which one of these 4 smiles belongs to Channing Tatum? This one. Any idea where Emma Stone's real nose is? Option number 3 is correct. Let's go ahead and find the missing eyes that belong to Margot Robbie. Any ideas? Option number 3 is correct. What about Brie Larson? Can you find her original nose? This one is correct. Can you find Paul Rudd's missing eyes? Any ideas? Option number 1 is correct. Let's go ahead and find the missing mouth that belongs to Daniel Radcliffe. I believe in you. In fact, there are 2 correct answers here. Option 1 and 4 are identical. Can you guess the missing eyes that belong to Orlando Bloom? Number 3 fits perfectly. Any idea about Heidi Klum's nose? Option 4 is correct. What's the original nose that belongs to Zendaya? Can you see it? Here it is. What about Bradley Cooper? Can you find his original eyes? The first answer is correct. Let's go ahead and find the missing nose that belongs to Dwayne Johnson. Any ideas? Option number 1 is original. Can you spot Matthew McConaughey's missing eyes? Option number 4 fits perfectly. What about Katy Perry? Can you find her real smile? Option 2 is correct. Can you guess the missing smile that belongs to Anthony Mackie? The third option fits perfectly. Can you spot Salma Hayek's mouth among these 4 options? Voila! Can you spot Colin Farrell's missing eyes? Here they are. Let's go ahead and find the missing mouth of Kanye West. Any ideas? Option number 4 is original. Can you recognize Kendall Jenner's missing eyes? Option 3 fits perfectly. Can you spot Nicole Kidman's missing mouth? Option 1 is correct. What about Reese Witherspoon? Can you find her original pair of eyes? The first answer is correct. Let's go ahead and spot Jennifer Aniston's missing mouth. Any ideas? Number 2 is original. What about Daniel Kaluuya? Can you find his eyes? Option 1 is correct. Can you find Angelina Jolie's original smile? Here it is. And now let's try to spot celebrities by these hints. Any ideas who that might be? Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex. Great job. Here's the next set of hints. Anything familiar? George Clooney. Can you recognize this face? It might belong to some actress or maybe a musician. Kiernan Shipka. Let's go ahead and solve this puzzle. Can you recognize this face? This is Penelope Cruz. I think you shouldn't have any problem recognizing this face, right? It's Megan Thee Stallion. What about this one? Can you recognize any famous scientist by these clues? Please welcome Edward Norton. Here's the next set of hints. Do you find them familiar? Blake Lively. What about these clues? Can your brain see the full picture? Christopher Columbus, of course. Any idea about this celebrity puzzle? You've probably recognized Marilyn Manson. Who's hiding behind these clues? What do you say? Keanu Reeves. Here's the next set of hints. Does anything seem familiar here? Meghan Markle. What about these parts? Can you recognize this person? It's Billy Porter over here. What can you say about these clues? This face belongs to Sarah Jessica Parker. And finally, let's crack these clues. Can you spot any celebrity here? This is Oprah Winfrey. If your score is between 70 and 100 points, congratulations! Your visual memory is phenomenal. Or you're just very fond of show business. In any case, you would make an excellent private investigator or celebrity magazine reporter. If your score is between 30 to 70 points, you're pretty attentive. If you're having a hard time choosing the right career path, you might want to consider visual arts and design. If your score is below 30 points, you're not a huge fan of pop culture, or your visual memory needs extra training. No worries, vision is not everyone's dominant sensor. Perhaps you should search for your superpower elsewhere. Maybe have phenomenal hearing or smell skills.